Hey, we're back at Tim's Collects here. It's 2024, our first one. Mackenzie's back. She's producing. So today we're going to talk about no-hitters at Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field is 110 years old, and over that course of time there's only been 5 no-hitters that have been thrown by Cubs pitchers. 3 have been thrown by the other team. And for those of you who watched previous tapes, know that I was a bat boy on the visiting team side in 1972 and 1973. And 72 is interesting because not only did we have a no-hitter thrown in 1972, but we actually had 2 no-hitters thrown in 1972, and while I was at the park. And so I brought along to show today the lineup card. This is the lineup card for the San Diego Padres. That day they were facing Milt Pappas. And this is, it's not the official lineup card that's turned into the umpire. It's the version that they tape up on the in the dugout, in the front of the dugout. And anyway, so on that day, Milt Pappas was pitching, and he retired 26 batters in a row, and he was on his 27th batter, and he had an 0-2 count, and he proceeded to throw the next 4 pitches were all called balls.
Ball 3, strike 2, 2 out. Perfect game on the line. No hitter on the line. Watch it. It's a ball.
So he walked the guy, the 27th batter in the game. Very controversial. You can look up tapes of this on YouTube for those of you Cub fans that are really into the history. I recommend you do so. It spurred a long-time feud between Milt Pappas and the umpire Bruce Fleming, who went on to umpire a huge number of games and had a long career in the MLB. He was only in his 2nd year then, and Milt Pappas was infuriated when he got ball 4 called.
And Pappas is enraged. Ball 4. There goes the perfect game. The no-hitter is still intact. Fleming, the umpire, walks out. He knows what's on the line here. He knows how important this is. He has his job to do. He called it as he saw it.
The pitch for ball 4 was outside, I think. You can see it on the tape. It's not a great camera shot. The one that he really got squeezed on, I think, was on the 2-2 count, where I think that pitch might have been a strike. And there's a lot of talk about Milt not getting the call, and Milt could be kind of a scratchy kind of guy. He's described by some as a clubhouse lawyer. He was always known to speak his mind, and not always in a popular way. And some would suggest that the umpire should have just, the batter wasn't swinging. It was a perfect game. The pitch was close. They should have just rung him up. And maybe if it was another pitcher, maybe it'd be a different story. Who knows? But so after the game, our job is to pick up the equipment and round it all up and get it back into the clubhouse where it's locked up for the night. So no-hitter's pretty exciting. Everybody was all paying very close attention to the end of that game, and we were all excited, and we were down there in the dugout, and I looked over there, and there was the lineup card that was hanging on the wall, and I thought, everybody's gone. The manager's gone. All the players are gone. That might make a nice souvenir. So I decided to help myself to the lineup card, and I did something that I don't recommend there to everybody. So what I did was, because I had to work, so I folded it up. Oh boy, right? I folded up. Look at that. I folded it up into, and I ain't gonna do the final crease. I folded it up like 4 times, so it was like that, and I just stuck it in my back pocket. So it's not a mint 10 by any stretch of the imagination, but it's survived all these years. We're coming up on the 50th anniversary. Actually, it's over 50 years, excuse me. Over 50 years ago that this no-hitter was thrown. And So as you can see, the lineup card has been autographed by Milt Pappas, and Milt's no longer with us. When I got it autographed, and I held it for a little while, and I ran into Milt at a Cub convention one year, and I was talking to him and said, "Hey, I'm the guy who has the lineup card," and I just thought it just kind of hit me at that moment. I said, "Hey, would you like the lineup card?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'd like the lineup card." Well, I never got a chance to give it to him, so I still have it. Any suggestions out there what I should do with it? I'm maybe thinking about donating it to the Cubs if they put it on display. If they have, I know they're talking about making a museum of memorabilia and stuff from old Cub years. Maybe they'd find this pretty cool. So the story for that day was I was the visiting team batboy, as I've told before, on the payroll for that. But on this particular day, I let Jerry Banks be the bat boy for the Padres. Jerry and Joey were twins. They were Ernie Banks' sons, and they were of the age 14, 15 years old, where they would come to the ballpark every day with their dad, who was coach for the Cubs, and they would hang out with us. They were very easy to get along with. We had a good time, and they would help out. And along the way, I allowed them to be bat boy a few times. And this was one particular game where I allowed him to be the bat boy. So there I was in the park for what was almost a perfect game. In fact, in MLB history, this is the only no-hitter where the pitcher retired the first 26 batters and then walked the 27th batter and then got the no-hitter on the next batter. The only time that's ever happened in the history of baseball. And so I was in the park. I wasn't the bat boy that day. That would have been an even bigger thrill. I can only imagine what it was like being in the dugout and being right up at home plate, and as all that was going on. In fact, the other no-hitter that was thrown in 1972 was by Bert Hooton. It was on the second day of the season, and it was a really, really cold and rainy day. The temperature was in the high 30s at Wrigley in early April. And Bert Hooton was just beginning his major league career. He'd come up in 71, pitched a little bit. He was still a rookie, I believe, in 72. And he threw a no-hitter against the Phillies. And that was my second day on the job at Wrigley Field. It was a cold Sunday day game. And so what a thrill that was. I've been in the park for 2 no-hitters. I've never seen another no-hitter. I got close with Nolan Ryan, but unfortunately I wasn't there for any of his no-hitters with the Rangers in person. A couple of one-hitters though. So a no-hitter is really cool, and I hope you enjoyed this little version of Tim Collects. We've got the lineup card right here. Milt Pappas, rest in peace. You pitched pretty well that day. It was a fun day at Wrigley. All right, so long.